Hey there, travelers. Mag and I here on day 31 of our trip across the U.S. We're back to doing this trip Han style, just solo and his furry partner. This has been a pretty busy month. We started off in New York with Long Island and Cape Cod. Then we made our way up through Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Maine with Skeletor 10. After Maine, we dropped off Skeletor 10, picked up me, Mom, and we worked our way through New York. That's 4 state, county, and DeLorme challenges completed in the last month's time. We're starting into Pennsylvania today, but we only have a very small slice of Pennsylvania to work on. So we're only going to spend about 5 days in the state, and then we're going to be on our way to Ohio. Pennsylvania has been very rural since we got in here, and it looks like the next few days we're going to continue to be in the rural parts of Pennsylvania. I think we got a lot of mountains ahead of us. Hopefully we can find some good viewpoints, maybe some waterfalls, and who knows what other great sights along the way. Since today was originally part of the route for day 29, we're actually starting the day a little ahead. That's fine with me because I know in a few days that there's going to be a part that's going to take several hours that I'm going to need the extra time for. So we'll work our way there and we'll see where we get. Looking forward to spending the next few days of the state and then getting on the way into Ohio. Let's see what the trails has to offer.
We actually saw many veterans memorials today as we weaved in and out of small mountain towns. My personal favorite, though, was the Blue Star Memorial in Emporium. Although this memorial was directly off the highway, the tree cover helped to make it feel like it was secluded away from everything else. And the view down the hillside really encouraged guests to sit and think for a moment, and remember those veterans who have come before us and those who will come after. We spent almost our entire day in the Allegheny National Forest. This forest is spread out over 500,000 square miles, and we felt every bit of that as we spent the day cruising around on the roads out here. There was lots of variety in the drive. Sometimes we'd pass dead forests, but most of the time there was the same slow cruise through the woods all day long.
Ai-Chen has been offered the back of the car. She wants nothing to do with it. It's the passenger seat or bust now. We are on the edge of a historic moment here. The Magmobile is about to turn 100,000. Yeah! Woohoo! 100,000. This is a pretty big deal.
The day had been moving along pretty slowly, and the dog had been getting lots of sleep, so I decided to stop off at Kinzua Dam. This is a spot I was confident I could encourage her to get out of the car and walk for a little bit. We knew we were bound to be in for an ascent though. The sheer hillside next to the roadway told us the story, but we didn't let the promise of what was to come stop us from enjoying the view in the moment. And then we were off, on our way up the Bent Run Waterfall Trail System. As suspected, it was a pure climb up from the parking lot, all uphill, all the way. I let Ai-Chen take the walk at her own leisurely pace, lifting her over obstacles when needed, and staying just far enough ahead to keep her going. This trail didn't offer a waterfall quite like any of the others we've seen along the way so far. Instead of one big massive waterfall at the end of the trailhead, the course of the Bent Run is filled with boulders. The water has to make its way over, around, and through the boulders on its course down, which helps to create a lot of little smaller waterfalls along the way, and each little fall was its own reward, making this trail very satisfying. And just like that, the sun set on yet another day on the road, time enough for one more stop. Our final stop to close out the day was Pit Hole City. What? You've never heard of this place? Well, neither has most anybody else. This place became a ghost town after only 3 years.
Alright, travelers, that's a wrap to another day out on the road. Ai-Chen and I have had a good first day here in Pennsylvania. It's been a quiet day. We've been in Allegheny National Forest pretty much the whole day. And once we crossed that line out of New York, it was obvious to us that we were no longer in New York. As soon as we hit Pennsylvania, the farmlands disappeared and it turned into rolling green hills covered with forest. And it's been that way all day long. Ai-Chen's been sleeping most of the day, taking it really easy, relaxing. We stopped in the late afternoon to make sure she could get her exercise doing the Bent River Run Trail. Interestingly, We are actually now one full day ahead of our route. I was able to take the leftover route we had from Mimom, which was about half a day, and combine that with a half of a day's route that I had from today. I cut out all the excess targets and was able to give myself one full day of routing out of those 2 leftover days. That doesn't really mean we're ahead on schedule though. Tomorrow we're right where we want to be to do the 1,000 steps, and then the day after that we've got a pretty long endeavor that's going to suck a lot of that extra time right back out of us. We've got a few more days on the road here in Pennsylvania, and then we'll be making our way over to Ohio. Hope you continue to join us, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned for daily updates. See you out there on the trails.